There it is. Okay. Should be fixed up now. Yep, Apple TV. That is correct. We are live on Apple TV now. Pretty cool, right? Okay, yeah, we should be live. Let's see here. Chat. Chat disabled for the stream. All right, let's open up the new chat, and I will drop a link into Discord there for him. All right, and then let's go to our channel. And LL Inc. I'll give you the link to that stream now on YouTube. There you go. And I'll drop that in chat for any of you guys that want to catch us on YouTube as well. You got it. Hey, thank you. You pointed out an issue with the stream. I it totally slipped my mind that I had the music playing. I forgot YouTube's real strict on that. You can't play music on their stream. I got a little yacht rock in the background playing. Yeah, I see that to the downside. You hear me now? Okay, great. Fantastic. Yeah, don't forget, team. If you guys ever have problems with the streams, you guys can always go to YouTube. The YouTube streams are there. They're streaming every single day. As a matter of fact, I start my day with the YouTube stream. So before I'm in here, I'll start on the YouTube stream. I'll do my intro there, and then I pop in with you guys here. So I get on YouTube probably about 5 minutes before you all see me here. So I'm usually on there about 8:10, you know, about 20 minutes before I start or before the open. So yeah. It might even be easier for some of you guys if you all want to watch on YouTube because you can go there, just turn on your notifications. So the minute we go live, you'll get the notification. You don't have to be like sitting in VC all, for the morning. You can just pop in there and yeah, we'll go live. Like I said, I always start off there, do the intro so that I don't have to mute out for you guys, do the intro and then come back. Looking like NQ is starting to catch a little bit of a bid here. It's holding. It held that. That 4-hour support that is at 23,571 team held that quite nice. I hear you now. I hear you on direct message. And when I go to the live stream chart, you're not weird. Hmm. So on YouTube, you can't hear me, but in Discord, you can hear me now? Oh, good voice. Right on. I tell you, sometimes this streaming software drives you up the wall. I used to I used to use this other streaming software called Streamlabs, and it was the weirdest thing. I paid for it, but then so I paid for they have a free version and they have a subscription. And since obviously I use it all the time, I pay for the added features of the premium. But the weirdest thing about it is that if you do that, you need to log in. But when you log in, you're stuck with the default profile that you log in under. So, regardless of what that platform is, you can't turn that off. So, I would always have to log out, like if I was changing and I didn't want to stream to one platform. But then when I would do that, my settings and configurations were different because now I'm logged into a different account. I was like, well, that's more work for me. Ended up that I was better off not even being logged in because then I could select, but then I couldn't multicast. I ended up switching over to OBS. Best decision I ever made. Free platform works amazing, but it's like everything else, it's not without its flaws. Prior day high, prior day low, prior day close, on open high, on open low, power hour high, power hour low. That's pretty cool. That's pretty flipping cool. You got an indicator that does that for you, Big Daddy? I think you're on Thinkorswim, if I'm not mistaken, right? Yeah. I like Toss. Toss is legit. I'm actually making the switch myself. I've given up on Robinhood, and I'm not gonna use it anymore. I actually closed all my positions and everything. I'm leaving Robinhood. I'm moving over to Webull. I'm gonna give them a shot. I kind of like the integration of how I can buy and sell. I could trade options on the same chart. So I'm gonna give that a go. I'm actually paper trading options on TradingView right now. Yeah. So the way we trade futures, I can manage to stop and take profit in an options contract. I was like, well, I can do that. It's a whole lot easier. Because sometimes I want to trail my contract. I like putting psychological high, psychological low, along with close, open, gap on my chart, but I do it manually every day. I'm gonna try to get AI on this, maybe. You should, man. The stuff that you can get like the AIs to create for you now is phenomenal. I use Microsoft Copilot. So I've had Copilot helping me with like some little projects I'm building out and stuff, and it has been so cool. It has been so cool. I'm digging it. I'm digging it. Yeah, really happy with it. Yeah, you can ask AI and it can help you develop stuff. As a matter of fact, I'm working on some not not trader related, but I'm working on some Chrome plugins to track and help me with some other stuff that I do. Really cool stuff. I never thought I would make a program or like a Chrome plugin and stuff, and this thing has me doing it and stuff, and I'm super impressed making this old bird a programmer. I've never used AI yet, but I got a Nintendo that came out and never got another console after that. I still have my Game Boy. Ain't nothing wrong with that. You ain't wrong. I play a lot of PC games though. Or I say I do, but I don't. I want to. I've got this awesome Microsoft X controller and everything, but yeah, I yet to get myself to play a single game. It's sad. There's some cool emulators you can get. Even on Amazon. Amazon's got some crazy emulators that you can buy, you know. I've got an arcade game here in my office. I've got one of those arcade one ups. It's got like what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 12 games in it. I upgraded the trackball and the spinner on it and everything. So it plays pretty fun now. Oh, do you? Like the old school or the new version of the Miss Pac-Man? See, we've got a game room up. Oh, no shot. All right, cool, man. See, we got a game room upstairs, and I wanna at some point I'm gonna start it. I'm gonna finish that project. It's a work in progress. So I've got a neon ceiling fan in there that I want to get the neon carpet. So the carpet is neon. Then I want to get the wall art and stuff. And yeah, I got a bunch of TVs on a wall. I've got some movie theater seating and everything. I want to get a skee ball machine. That's actually what I want to get. I want to get a skee ball machine to have a skee ball machine up there. Yeah, because I definitely don't want like a ginormous one, but They had like one that was like smaller. Me and my dad used to play Miss Pac-Man where we would wait for our food at a Mexican restaurant decades ago. Can't give it up. Oh, that's sweet. That's sweet. Anon, I have a Street Fighter 2 arcade cabinet in my office too. Sweet. All right. I used to play with one of top, I used to play with one of the top Chung Li players from San Diego. Oh, that's dope. That's dope. Market coming in on itself, finally selling. Looks like it's gonna retest that 4 hour support again at 571. Yeah, my wife loves skee ball too. But yeah, that's my plan. At some point, I'm gonna finish it up. I'm gonna put a real nice poker table in there and stuff. But that's gonna be my like game room and stuff. You thought it was yours too? Chun Li was my go-to. So I matched up with some of those players. Oh, I remember that. Just getting electrocuted. I had this friend that he would just camp out in the corner and he just wait there, just pounding on the electrocutes. That way you would had to get close to him. Yep. You know, the cool thing about those arcade one-ups is that you can customize them. You can put a Raspberry Pi in them, and then you can basically download anything. I've got one machine upstairs that I haven't finished. It's an unfinished project. I ran into like I got it running for the most part. The only thing I couldn't get was the mapping of the buttons. The mapping of the buttons just wasn't working quite the way I wanted it to. Those are good times though. But you know what? They're opening up like arcades again, it seems like like how like the Asians have their arcades out there, like we're starting to get them back, which makes it no sense that we lost them. You know, what a sad, tragic thing that we lost arcades as a whole. You know, that arcade operators couldn't find a way to kind of, stay afloat. You know, there were ways that they could have differentiated themselves, but none of them really sit. Well, not where I live, at least. You know, all the good arcades, they all just went belly up. Similar times, get quarters from the parents, ride your skateboard to arcade, spend hours having a good time. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. And I see her a Slurpee. You know who's got a good selection of frozen drinks is QT. QT's got a pretty good selection of frozen drinks. You know that? They've got a banana icy. Oh, it's delicious. It is a guilty pleasure. My kids are going to Catholic school, and my wife would let me pick them up. I would stop over there, and I'd pick up an icy, and I'd just be chilling, just waiting in the parking lot. Dude, I always played Gauntlet at Chuck E. Cheese or Peter Piper Pizza. Hex yes. Gauntlet was the game. All right, HQ is starting to push that low again, hovering above that 4 hour support, 23,573. 20 minutes to the top of the hour. Oh, we just broke it. We just broke that support. There she goes. Oh, market's turning over now. Yeah, the bears are starting to take it. Pushing down now. Still just hovering at that 4 hour support. I'm gonna have to start drawing my lines on this chart. You know that? I'll do that maybe in a little while. Maybe once Coach Mac comes on, I'll start, doing some charting, applying my 4 hour levels and stuff to this chart. Although this does kind of line up. What is that? 571. My line is at 571 right here, and it's is right here. Right on, Sly. Great trade right there. Good luck to you on it. Be careful with the top of the hour coming. We're holding that 4 hour. The 5 minute wick looks ugly. I mean, there's a ton of bears just trapped on that wick low. It's gross. Still holding though. As 4 hour support is proving very sticky for the market. God, this is like watching paint dry, guys. This is brutal. Brutal. That, this is the time I like to take lunch. I'm usually at lunch around this time. I'm not at the charts. I've already, taken a break and stuff. Yeah, Bears are winning. I don't know if Bears are winning though. I mean, you can argue that this is a pullback. This is just a release. I'm taking profits. We consolidated into New York lunch, came out of New York lunch, started selling, which, from the appearance, it looks like controlled selling. So some taking profit, maybe unsure, you know, folks unsure if the market's gonna continue upside or not. Still holding the 4 hour support. Again, that support level is at 570. Look at General over there. Hey, look at you. Congrats, broski. Congrats. Oh, look at you, man. Look at you go. Making money in the market across the board. Options, futures. Who do you think you are? It's you? Man, you know what? Smell you later. Have a great day, General. Have a fantastic day. Always good to see you. Get out of here. You bother me, kid. You bother me. Thank you kind of held in here now. Look, 12 minutes to the top of the hour, holding at 579. Bounced quite nicely off that 4 hour support. You just got to hold that 4 hour support. Break the 4 hour support, start making that further move back to the downside, and probably give up the whole upside move. Yeah, it does look like it wants to push back up. Come on, AQ, let's do it. Let's go. 8 minutes to the top of the hour, team. AQ pushing 581. There you go. Come on. Come on. Push it. Got so slow here in the afternoon session. Woof. Talk about puttering out, right? Man, it looked like we were gonna do something. It looked like we are gonna get something insane. Hmm. Market kind of stalling out. Man, volume is just gone. About 430 orders on the chain right now. It's terrible. There we go. We're catching a bid now. Working quite nicely to the upside. Come on. Come on. Pushing 580, 550. 586.50 now in NQ. Coming up to the EMAs. Let's see. Come on. Let's get over them. Let's go. Well, it looked like we were going to go, but man, a little bit more volume coming in now. About 1,400 orders on the chain now. Okay. Okay. Got a little bit of a push now. Dang. Selling starting to kick in now. Like bears are pushing this back down. Like they want to test that 4 hour support again. Jeez. Come on, give it up, Bulls. Bears. Come on, Bears. Give it up. Let the Bulls take it and let's just go. A lot of red in the heat map, though. I'm gonna be honest with you. It Upside looks really difficult the way the heat map looks right now. Starting to sell now. All right, what are we gonna do now? What are we gonna do now? And we're at the top of the hour, team. That's right, the top of the hour. Man, where is the day gone? I hope you guys have had a great trading day. Thanks again for hanging with me through the whole trading session. If y'all have any questions, feel free to drop those in chat, as well as our YouTube viewers. Got about an hour left until Coach Matt joins us for Power Hour. Yeah, don't forget he's got his fantastic, fabuloso, top-notch day trading class, tutorials, seminar, whatever. The gold, the gold from the man's mouth to our ears. So make sure you catch that every Thursday after market close. That's a great, a whole lot of knowledge coming out of there. Man, I am hungry. I'm getting hungry. I did not even go. I pulled out a calzone I picked up what over the weekend. It's like a little leftover lunch. I think we'll throw that in the bike, bro. The RB. All right. Threw it in the micro. Should be out in a few minutes. I'll probably just mute up for a few and just be here kind of hanging with you guys. And I'll be in after I finish up my lunch. You guys got questions or anything, just feel free to holler and stuff. What are you guys up to? Anybody doing anything interesting right now? Because this is boring. This is some boring price action. But We are used to this time of day, right? That's why we get here early, start our day early. That way, hey, you know what? We want to go have a nice lunch. We go have a nice lunch. Huh. I went short at 571, but we will see. All right, we're retesting the 4 hour support. Here he goes. Yeah, I'm in some 571 QQQ puts right now on paper. Testing this, testing this out, seeing how I like it. 549 is your take profit. All right, good luck to you. 549, wow. Going for it, broski. Let's go. Good luck to you. Hey, you got your safety goggles on, it seems like. I mean, I could do it like Priestley, via con Dios. When I send it, that's what I say. Via con Dios. we're holding that. We're holding that 4 hour support, though, my friend. That's the scary part about it. You know, they brought us over it for something. 586 is my stop. Not looking good. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. My paper short is not looking good either. Not looking too bueno. It's looking pretty sad. It hurts. I'm not even trading anymore. Hopefully tomorrow I'll recover from this trash day I had. You know what, Tiffany? I struggled last week myself. It happens to us all. You heard I had, a lackluster week, It happens to us all. Just take the good with the bad and, don't let it get you down. Don't let it get you down. It's a good time to reflect, take notes, try to figure out, maybe where your missteps were, you know, journal in there, try to figure out why you took the entry, the time, you know, put in there 3 things you can do to improve that, you know? This is that time that you reflect. If you know you made a mistake, a misstep, then take the time to isolate it. Unless you already have. It's a difficult thing though. I'm okay with it. Okay. It's the way I am, you know. I get to that point myself, I'm just like, man, I give up. I don't want to do this today. I don't feel like doing this today. Like I did not wake up to lose to lose a lot of money today. It's pretty much what I'll say. I'm like, yeah, gotcha. Do you hate that sometimes though? You get tripped up like that. You're like, man, you know what you see, but then you're either too early or you're too late, and then you're like, oh, I don't want to get into it because I don't want to chase it, you know. And it's like, well, should I be more? Should I? Am I not being aggressive enough? Mm. Holy Toledo, General, you degen. Oh man, I love you, but God, God bless, man. I ain't gonna say it. I ain't gonna say it. Well, you know what? It's you're in the eval. You're in the eval. Me, if I'm in the eval, I'm gonna be more aggressive. I'm just gonna be honest. If I'm doing the evals, I want to pass them in like 2 days. I'm not telling you guys to do that, but in all honesty, I shoot for that. I shoot for those. I shoot for those 2 days that I can catch that trade. You know, be like boom, boom, done, and I'll move on to the PA side. But the problem with that is that you have to understand your likelihood to blow the account goes up astronomical. So then it becomes a question of, are you willing and are you okay with the money you spend on that eval blowing it? If you're okay with that and you can afford it and you know what you're doing is you're just trying to do that, I mean that's one way to do it, you know. Definitely not a good practice because you're risking it all the time and you're always starting off like that, you know. And you're going to break your rules when you're trading because you're going to remember that time that you picked up 100 MNQ cons and you're like, oh hey, it worked that time. Uh, and it might have worked that time, but this isn't that time. That's where the difference happens, and then that's where it starts getting tough on you. You're like, oh, you know. And then you'll ask yourself, why did I break my rules? You know. Uh-huh. And you do need rules. You do need those stinky rules. I just realized I opened this trade in chop box from 3 hours ago. I drew this bad trade is on me. Took left silly. I'm not out yet, but should have entered either way. Good luck, brother. Hey, you know what? Sometimes you make a misstep. Just cut it, man. I mean, the chop here is nasty right now, man. I mean, look at this. I mean, it's gross. I mean, you could just see it here in this. Man, the volumetric chart shows it so clearly, I've even got the volume candles on this now. Well, there's that cell kicking in now. Oh my goodness. That 17 minutes after. Yep. We can get that pushed down now. Still got 2.5 minutes left on this 5 minute candle, but does look like it is starting to get a little aggressive to the downside. Come on. There's that push now. There we go. There we go. Come on. Well, we're green barely. Nope, we're red now. Green. Make up your mind. All right, we broke under that 4 hour support on NQ, pushing down now at 23,566 now. Can they get us down to the orb high? Orb high sitting at 23,517.50. We're pushing into it now, team. Bulls are trying on NQ, trying to buy it back up. Still pushing down on the 9. 5 minute is trying to be bought up though. NQ catching a bid. They're trying to bring it back above that 9 again. Oh, they're persistent. Just let it fall. Just let it go. Oh, there it goes. It's a strong push. Oh man. A bid coming in now. Fighting the feeling. Yeah, it is. Feels like it's lost that loving feeling, my friend. Hmm. It's fighting the down back under that 4 hour support area now. So definitely good for downside, but it's just not doing it. Bulls just keep stepping in and buying it back. There you go. We need 549. You're doing nothing here, boys. Oh man, after that morning move, it has just been just watching paint dry. So sad. I'm about ready to break even this trade if I don't get cooperation soon. I feel you on that, bro. Cooking contracts, man. Those zero DTEs just getting smoked today. Oh, Oh man. Come on, do something already. We're at the bottom of the hour, man. We have not done much of anything. It looked like we were gonna sell, got the push down, stalled out right below that 4 hour support. Now it looks like bulls want to reclaim this, take it back over it. Can they do it? I think got time in the day. Definitely got time in the day. Another half-hearted day of bearish attempts to stop this. You can't stop it. Can't stop, won't stop. Oh, Marcus trying to catch a bid general. Oh, well, you're long, so. Oh, wait, you're flat. You're flat. Never mind. So it doesn't matter to you. You don't care. Just to be doing something. All right. All right. Well, whatever floats your boat, senor. I'm long to just looking for a scalp. I'm in a short right now on QQQ. Got a 571 put on paper, of course. Like I said, I'm still trying to get my feet wet, learning this new platform, so taking my time. Yeah, it is having a hard time. Oh, tell me about it. Tell me about it. But I'm back now just in time for Power Hour. That's right. That's right. We're 23 minutes away from Power Hour. Coach Matt will be jumping in with us soon. So, markets catch, trying to catch a bid here. Man, I tell you, it's about time. Been waiting for it to do something. I kind of want to go long. Took my little 12. Oh, whatever, your little 12 bucks. Yeah, you made a whole lot more than that. You made a whole lot more than that today. I do not want to hear that from you, sir. It doesn't look like we're going to break. Let's try. I know you did. I know you were just telling me. I know you were. I was just messing with you. I don't know. Sorry. Jeez, so sensitive, General. Oh, want a hug? You want to hug it out? Oh, man. Well, I'm not gonna tell you what I told the last chat person. You know, I was in help chat and I told someone they were thin skinned. I was like, don't be so thin skinned. I'm not insulting you. And they blocked me from support. that wasn't even insulting them. I was talking about the company, not even them themselves. Funniest thing. But eh, yeah, NQ is not catching that bid. I'm gonna step away for a second and go check on my food. Uh, BRB. Yeah, that sums it up. I noticed that. Sorry, bro. I'll send you some hugs. All right, team, I'm back here. I'm gonna just chow down on a little lunch, so I'm gonna just be muted out for a few. If y'all have any questions or need anything, just give me a shout. Coach Matt should be in about 15 minutes, so we're also 15 minutes away from Power Hour, so I want to be done by the time he comes in. I'm not. I'm eating a stromboli right now. I'm having a little stromboli right now. A little leftover stromboli at my desk. Yeah, I'm having some lunch. Oh, sorry about that. Don't. That's what I get for posting it from my phone. I cook a little lunch. You know. I don't always get to eat lunch. You guys know that, but today I'm a little hungry and I got some good leftovers. Hey Ron, don't be embarrassed. Mine wasn't either. My office used to be a mess until I started streaming, and then my buddy Zeus was like, "Hey Rez, you need to like clean up your area." And I looked around, I was like, yeah, you're right. I need to clean up my area. But I've got like this desk to the right of me. Nobody can normally see it when I have my cam on. And it's like I'm a complete mess, but it's like it used to be my work lab, my workbench, but I really don't work on stuff like I used to, like build drones and 3D print. I still 3D print, but build drones and do that kind of like soldering stuff. I don't really do that as much anymore. I don't have time for it like I wish I did. But yeah, I mean, you know, your space is your space. Make it your professional space. Your certificates that you pass, your certificates that you got to pay out, print that up. those are your personal like achievements, you know? You need something to kind of give you that motivation and positive reinforcement. Hang those things up, because they're invaluable. They help. Yeah, can you guys see my stream? Sorry about that. Let me see. Let's see if it comes up now. Okay, we're good? We Gucci? All right. All right, awesome. Great. No problemo. Hey, thank you. If any of you guys notice any issues with my stream or audio, please let me know right away so that I can solve it because there might be someone else. So, you know, I know sometimes at times they might seem a little tedious or whatever, but just drop it in chat. You'd be like, hey, coach, this doesn't look right. This looks kind of funky, whatever. And I'll get it fixed up for you guys. 8 minutes from our hour. No, man, my keyboard is behind my pizza box, so I can't even see my keyboard. I'm sorry, Aaron. I'm so sorry about making you hungry. I'm almost done though. I'm pretty much done. It was just a little piece of. It was barely. Yeah, it was just enough to wet my palate, or Mm, it was good though. Look, I'll make you a deal. If you're ever in San Antonio, I'll buy you one. All right, hot and ready. All right, team. Oh, I'm done a rooski. Threw that down, ready to rock and roll. We are 30 seconds from power hour. Oh, actually, NQ just broke below the London Open just now. Hmm. Looks like sellers taking us into in a power hour. You know, the settings that we have right, or the setup we have right now, you know, it could be a really interesting power hour. We might actually have a really good move in the power hour. It looks like it. And there you go, the top of the hour. Welcome to Power Hour here at Blue Sky Team. Good luck to you guys. NQ back at a shelf. Got a shelf at let's see, 550. Catching a bid now on NQ, trying to push back up to 550, 650. Very wicky right now. We're under the London Open right now in NQ, sitting at 555. Oh, just got stuffed down to 552.50. Mm. Mm. How are you doing, Coach Mike? Welcome to Power Hour.
It ain't Mike this time, but it is Coach Matt.
Oh, sorry, Coach Matt.
You're good, bro. You're good, bro. I
Sorry
got a
about
brother
that.
named Mike, and so we we've been confused a few different times. What's up, more bucks? What's up, more bucks? Those sexy notes. I did post them in the Discord channel. I don't believe they got posted as a PDF. I'm fixing that. You will get your sexy notes. What's your thoughts on the market today, Riz?
You know, what a great day. We had a beautiful push there in the morning session. And unfortunately, going into New York lunch, kind of just ran out of steam. The gas was just sucked out of the tank. Just fell in midair, and it's just been a slow grind to the downside. We came out of we came out of New York lunch. It looked like the bulls might step in, carry the market back up, and
Mhm.
continue, regaining ground. And they got us under the EMAs, and continue to just give up the grind.
They really didn't have a lot to push there, but you're right. I mean, the cash open was supported. To me, I was talking to a bunch of traders last night when the futures was opened, and basically I asked them a question. I said, "What's your number one question coming into the week?" Right? What's your number one concern? What's your number one question? And to almost everybody there, it was, can the momentum from Friday carry? That was kind of the ultimate question, is can it carry? And when you're looking at the daily chart, for example, Riz, and you kind of look at the ES, for example, you see a situation where you got a really strong power move on Friday, obviously, that came right into that 6,500 zone of resistance. And I made the statement last night. I said a high inside candle would not be the worst thing tomorrow. And what I mean by that, guys, is when you have a power candle like you did on Friday. Yeah, I'll definitely share if you don't mind, Riz. Can I take over the share for just a second?
As a matter of fact, the way I have it set up right now, you can jump in and share anytime you want. I Wait, you should be able to. Can you try? Or do I need to turn off my
No,
video?
no, no, no. Let's figure this out, bro.
Let's see.
Um,
Because I'm not
yeah,
screen
yeah,
sharing technically.
yeah. If we figure this out, that'd be great. Where's my share? Okay. Okay, now the question. Can you see? Did that work?
You've got both of us up now with both screens.
I I can see. Yeah, like if I click on yours, I can click on yours.
Nice.
I can click on
Nice.
mine. Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah. That's what
that's
I was hoping
sexy.
for, is that when you guys come in, that you guys can just throw your charts up, and it doesn't have to be like either of us
Oh,
taking them.
that's sexier than sexy notes.
All
Like
right.
that's
Enough of me
awesome.
interrupting.
No, that's fantastic. I love that.
Right.
But what I was saying here was basically yesterday, kind of after a power candle like you get like this on the daily chart, especially when you're like staring at that daily resistance right here. So 6,500 is kind of like the daily resistance. It's an intraday resistance. It's a significant whole number. It's a it's a powerful level of resistance right now. And after you get this power move like this, right, where you get this from support all the way to resistance, one candle support to resistance, which took 5 candles on the downside. They used to say, Riz, that markets move faster on the downside than the top side. They didn't. They need to meet Friday's candle. But 5 days on the downside took one to get right back up to the top side. And so a lot of times when you see this on the daily chart, sometimes on the intraday you don't really see it because of the noise of the intraday conversation that we obviously have. But on the daily chart, what a high inside candle means is that it's a slowing momentum candle that does not come down to the low point of the candle. For example, a good counter candle on that one today would be Bitcoin. you know Earlier today, look at Bitcoin, same type of power candle on Friday, but on the futures open, what happened? It was low inside, and low inside candle is not a positive sign. It's fighting for support, and certainly it can hold support and give a good little trading environment, but you really got to look at it as a support build situation because of the loss of momentum. You see this low inside as a loss of momentum to the bulls versus when you come over to the ES and your high inside, meaning the candle is inside the previous candle, but it's obviously smaller and it's developing at the top side. That's a sign that the market's playing defense, and it's not giving up a lot of that movement on Friday, which I felt was a positive thing coming into the week. I thought coming into the futures open yesterday was a positive thing that the market didn't give very much back. On the overnight action, the market kind of stabilized, didn't give very much back. On the cash from the cash open to right now, market's kind of stabilizing. And as long as this daily chart develops above the 9 EMA here, I will see that as nothing but calm before this potential breakout of 6,500. And so to me, it's one of those situations where like I'm looking at that 6,500 level and I'm saying, okay, I'm a little bit patient on the bull side of the equation until we can get a breakout of that 6,500 level. And Ace, I'm right there with you, brother. I got Nvidia as the catalyst event this week. We could certainly see a little bit of hesitation, especially after the big bull run on Friday, which was fantastic. Especially after that run on Friday, it's not abnormal to take a couple of days off a little bit to see that. And it's almost like the market is saying, okay, was that real? Was that move on Friday, was it really real? And so you see that as development to a certain extent, but I don't see this as a negative thing. I see this as a positive thing. High inside candles are usually seen through the defensive lens instead of the lack of momentum lens, meaning the bulls are defending the territory that they got on Friday. And so I do think it's laying the groundwork for a potential breakout here. Now, when you come into the intraday side of the equation, you really don't see anything necessarily other than what I would describe as consolidation at the top level. Now, obviously, on lower time frames, you get good tradable setups and trading environments there. But if you're anything longer than say the 30-minute chart, and you're anchoring against the trend, you're really not being too aggressive here. I do think on the low point at the 6460 level, which has been a known level of the past, a violation there, you could see a little bit of movement back down. But ultimately, I don't have like a strong opinion between this 40-point range between 6460, which is kind of the low point of today, and that 6500, which is the top shelf resistance level from a daily and an intraday perspective. And so to me, I think it's like a little bit patience, scale in approach, lower position size until we get this breakout. And I think the breakout could be legitimate. I know there's a little bit of a tick up there at the '08 level, but I am anchoring at 6,500 on that potential breakout. And I don't see a lot, honestly, when I'm looking at the ES, especially on like any longer term horizon. I don't see anything really stopping the ES if you can get above 6,500 till it gets into 66, maybe even 6630. Ultimately, my daily target is 6630. And so any breakout of this 6,500 zone will be a really good day trading and a very good swing trading environment too. And that's what I love about these multiple time frame conversations we have. It's not just day traders that is looking at this level. It's position traders, it's swing traders. Others are looking at that level as well. And so I just want to take a moment to kind of describe my technical thoughts here today and describe kind of what that high inside candle means. It's just it's a defensive candle after a momentum candle, and you don't have to go too far to kind of look at how one kind of resulted in last time. Look at the big drop in price on the labor market news. Look at the recovery the following day, and what happened after this volatile moment. Two high inside candles didn't give up half the candle, aligned that breakout on the intraday side of the equation, and then broke out and got a 100-point run. I don't think that's too dissimilar to what we're talking about right now. Can we get the development and can we get the breakout? And ultimately, it's anything in between like 6460 and 6500 is all really short term stuff. But the real trade, I always like to think about this, guys. Not just the trade I'm looking at on the 5 minute chart or the 15 minute chart, but where's the real momentum live? Where's the real trade live? Where's that? Where do the buyers get really excited for a potential run? And I look at multiple time frame resistance levels when I look at that. You look at this break on the Dow, powerful break on the Dow, little bit of a snapback there, nothing to be too concerned about. But so I'm just looking at that ES at 6,500 and saying, you know what, playing around a little bit today, but the real trade for me is a break of 6,500 on without a lot of overhead to stop it from getting into 6,600. And so that's kind of where I'm looking at right now. RQ. So from a daily breakout perspective, you'd want the break and base above the daily level. As a swing trader, for example, RQ, if I was triggering specifically on the ES as a swing trader, my order would be exactly where my day trader order would be right now. That's what I like about the 6,500 level is that it coincides with both time frames. Both time frames are looking at that level. Both time frames are saying, you know what, you guys do whatever you want in between 6460 and 6500. We're looking above 65. But it's because it's a unique situation on the ES, I would say that as well. But I definitely would want the break above the level. Yes, absolutely. I don't need it to close above the level. I will be a partial front run without a close above that level. So I do like the momentum and I do like the defensive nature of the market on the daily chart. But ultimately, it's 6,500 is the level. If you get above 6,500, I'll trigger into some day trades. You get above 6,500, I'll start triggering into more aggressive, more aggressive. Okay, you trigger above 6,500, I'll trigger into day trades. You close above 6,500, I'll trigger into swing trades. But both time frames are looking at the level. Yes, the swing trader needs to see this get above 6,500. Like day traders can work within the zone, obviously, but the swing trader would have to get it above the level. Like the swing trader is not going to front run an intraday resistance level. They're going to say, okay, basically, I'll just tell you what the DNA of a swing trader is here. What the DNA of a swing trader is you day traders go first. And if you guys are successful, then I'm comfortable as a swing trader. The day traders have to have consistency first before the swing traders get confident. And it's just one of those things where, because the swing traders anchor on as much on daily time frames as they do on intraday. It's a very, very both are important. The 1 hour time frame for a swing trader versus the daily chart for a swing trader, both are really, really important. But in general, day traders have to create a consistent environment for swing traders to get excited to trade in that trend, because the swing traders, they trade within the structure of trends, not on intraday time frames, but on daily time frames. And so they want to see the consistency play out. And as a swing trader, I've been complaining for, I don't know, about 2 months on the momentum side of the equation. And yesterday, or not yesterday, but Friday was the first time we had like real momentum in the market, RQ. And so my biggest question coming into the market this week as a swing trader is, can that momentum carry? Because we have not seen that momentum carry. And you don't even have to, you can go outside price to look at it, guys. Look at RSI. You haven't seen any momentum carry in a while on RSI. Not since really kind of this break all the way in back late June have you seen momentum carry. Like it's been since late June that we saw that kind of happen. You come over here to MACD right here. Here's MACD right there. Let's kind of expand MACD. You look at MACD here. Despite the fact that you got a hook here on the price, MACD has no momentum here, none, zero. Like, and so ultimately, I'm looking at, can we spark momentum? I don't want to be too aggressive today. I was a little bit aggressive on Friday, but I don't want to be too aggressive today in front of that important 6,500 break. Because again, my ultimate question coming into this week is anything outside of the specific day trading side of the equation is, can we see momentum carry? We haven't seen momentum carry in a while. Can we see momentum carry here and get an official leg up? And so that's all breakout analysis. Momentum is always based on breakout analysis. And the candle on Friday set the tone. I don't see this high end side as a negative. I see it as a positive. And ultimately, it took two high inside candles before the breakout last go around. Do we get two high inside candles before we go into Nvidia and break out and get a run into 6,600? That's where my head's at. So I'm going to be patient. I think patience is a position. I think patience is one of the biggest traits, one of the most valued traits we have as traders. And I'm going to be patient waiting on this breakout. Hopefully that helps you understand my technical thoughts coming into the week. I think it looks pretty good, honestly. And if you guys have any questions on the intraday or daily chart technically, pipe up. More than happy to answer, give you my breakdown. Like, to go back, RQ, on the daily time frame conversation, like 2 more days that look like this intraday will do nothing but make me very excited about the potential break. Because the more time you can buy up here without giving up too much, it will solidify this break even more. And because this trend line, it's not getting lower. The more time you spend up here, it tightens that up and puts pressure on the breakout. And so time corrections are not a negative for the market. They're seen as defensive. And so as long as you don't give up that 9 EMA and you develop on the daily chart inside that trend line, which is a very, very important trend line, is going to put pressure on that breakout from a technical perspective. And a lot of times it waits on a catalyst to do it, but you know the level. Now let's see if we can get the break. Ace, the fib discount. Yeah, Primo, the Nasdaq has the same trend line as the ES. These two run on the same gasoline. The only difference on the NASDAQ is the NASDAQ does not have the momentum of the ES right now. Now, can the NASDAQ play catch up? Obviously, NVIDIA is going to be a cue there. And obviously, the answer is yes. The NASDAQ certainly can play a little bit of catch up. But think about it like this, guys. The ES is all the way up here at the resistance level. The NASDAQ, for even the NASDAQ, you got to be playing catch up story there. And so, why is the ES showing more momentum and better pricing than the NQ? Well, it's because we're seeing rotation. We are seeing rotation from the NASDAQ, from the MAG 7. We're seeing rotation into cyclical. And so, when you're talking about where's the momentum, well, the momentum was on Friday I wouldn't say the NASDAQ was the momentum last week. The NASDAQ, i.e., the tech sector, was the worst performing sector last week. The worst performing sector last week was the NASDAQ. You're seeing rotation. You're seeing rotation ever since Jackson Hole. And that rotation is coming into the Russell 2000 a little bit. That rotation is certainly coming into the Dow Jones. Look at the weekly chart. Look at that weekly chart breaking out. Even Mike last week and the week before, we were talking about the weekly chart. And as a day trader, you don't focus on the weekly chart very much, but when the weekly chart's breaking out of a level that's been dominant for the last 9 months, I think a little bit of attention should be paid to that. When you're looking at RSP, which is the equal weighted index, when the equal weighted index is doing better than the index, you're not having a NASDAQ conversation, guys. That's the simple reality. When the RSP, which is the equal weighted index of the S&P 500, is outperforming the SPY, it's because cyclical and defensive areas of the market have stepped up versus the aggressive areas. And so we're seeing rotation take hold here. And rotation is going from a little bit of the tech space to things that have certainly underperformed in healthcare, in finance, in industrials, in utilities, in consumer staples. There's 11 sectors in the market, not just one, and the Nasdaq really kind of tracks just 2 or 3, I would say, is what the Nasdaq kind of tracks. And so, like, the momentum right now isn't in the Nasdaq. The momentum right now is in RSP. It's in the Dow. It's in the Russell 2000, and that's what we're seeing in the ES. ES is doing better than what we're seeing in the Nasdaq. The Nasdaq is down here fighting these moving averages. The ES is up here, and so with that said, NVIDIA could change that story and play catch up really, really fast. But it's not the Nasdaq that's leading the market right now. It's the other areas of the market that don't get a lot of conversation and a lot of love. They also don't lead the market long term either, guys. I don't expect the Nasdaq to cool off too long here. Yeah, they are, Nikki. And the thing about the mid caps, you go to the Russell here. Talk about high end side. I mean, again, this was a 4% move on the Russell on Friday. You're giving up 1% of it. It looks identical to what we're seeing in the rest of the space. A little bit more of a fade action here. Intraday, I'd be looking for a reversal here, honestly, on the Russell. Um, well, today, no. The momentum is done on multiple time frames, Primo. All markets are doing pretty much the identical thing here today, Primo. So, like, there's not a big substantial conversation here today on that side of the equation. But coming into the week, where was the momentum? It was in the cyclical areas of the market. And that makes sense, Primo, because if the Fed is going to pivot and going to lower rates, is those lower rates going to help small businesses out of the Russell 2000 more or less than the mega cap giants out there? Like, the mega cap giants out there could care less about what the interest rate is, guys. Like, Apple doesn't care about the interest rate. Google doesn't care about the interest rate. Nvidia doesn't care about the interest rate. Meta, Microsoft, none of them care about the interest rate. Those companies are going to do the exact same thing, whether that Fed fund is at 4.25, 3.25, or 5.25. Can we all agree with that, by the way? that the underlying Fed conversation does not impact the Mag 7 fundamentally that much. Like there's just not a big, these companies are nation states at this point, guys. Nvidia's $4 trillion market cap is bigger than most countries by a mile. And so we're just talking a different game when it comes to those companies. And so like where if the interest rate is going to lower, that's going to help small businesses more. And small businesses are not Mag 7 components with $100 billion in flow. Exactly, Ace. Exactly. The metrics, the analysis is just so much different. But that's why the momentum is in the cyclicals right now, and that's why there's that open question: is can it continue and carry? That's why the conversation at 6,500, in my opinion, is so important because, like, we don't see the momentum of the Russell 2000 very often. We don't see the momentum of the cyclical areas very often. And when it does, it's usually a short term rotationary thesis just to give the NASDAQ a cooling off period. And that's kind of what I see here. Yeah, NVIDIA is a game changer on everything. Yeah, I don't want to say weak, RQ. I just don't think they can lead very long. They get tired. Let's just say that. The Russell gets tired fast. Yeah, yeah. They got no bone structure there, RQ. They're like Gumpy. A little bit, Ace, like a little bit. These things can fly up and down, but they're hard to continue to press the momentum long term because they're not fundamental moves. They're technical economic moves, and because they're more of a technical economic move, i.e. the Fed, i.e. the breakout of 2300. Those things are going to last until they run into resistance and they get smacked. Pure trader conversation, by the way, in the Russell. Pure trader conversation. Um, I'm a price pattern geek, MJ, but I'm a traditionalist when it comes to indicators. I use RSI to help me understand the breakout. And ultimately, on any breakout, the ultimate question is, do you have room to run? And RSI does a great job of assessing that ultimate question. Coming back to the ES here, for example, let's say, you're trading this breakdown right here, right? You're trading this breakdown of the ES, the 6460 breakdown. As long as you're not, as long as you're under 50, above 30, like that answers the ultimate question of you have room to run. Like it just does. Like anything underneath 50, above 30, negative slope, which obviously the ES has on the 30-minute chart, that would be confirming that potential breakdown. And that's as far as it goes for me. Like it doesn't go deeper than that. Does it confirm that I have room to run here? Am I not chasing? That's ultimately the question. And I don't like to chase momentum. I like structured patterns and I like development. I like to get in at the pinpoint accuracy. I like to be a market assassin type thing. And so as long as it's just telling me I have room to run, I'm good to go. And as long as I have room to run, I'd come back in and I'd just track the development going into the potential break here. And so you got this level here. Obviously, you got 7 points in between that level. That's not good enough for me as a day trader. It might as a scalper. But to me, like develop here, break down. That's a good little day trade if you're trading the pullback situation. So I use RSI for that situation. You come out to the daily chart, you're tracking the 6,500 level. Let's look at RSI to give us that read. Well, what's the RSI breakout analysis tell us? Well, positive slope above 50, underneath 70. Do you have room to run? And ultimately, you're 58. You break out at 6,500. You're going to be at 65. Like, yeah, that answers the question. You got room to run. And so that's the only thing I'm looking to do with the indicators is just to give me some secondary confirmation on my technical read. I never trade based on indicators, like ever, ever, ever. I trade price, I trade patterns, I trade trends. Like price is king, queen, and country to me. But indicators help you confirm that your read of price is an accurate read. And so that's what I use RSI for. Now on MACD, what I really like MACD for is to understand the totality of the momentum condition, because you could have made an argument that this move here from 6250 up to 6500 was a little bit of momentum, and yet day after day after day I kept saying there's no momentum, there's no momentum, there's no momentum, because ever since that moment we've been living in divergence within MACD, that MACD hasn't given us any degree of momentum environment. And that's what I think is interesting going into the potential break of 6500 is we could see the first true momentum condition going into that. And so a lot of times what I like to do is look at the daily chart to understand the convergence divergence part of MACD, just to understand, are we diverging, are we converging? Right now we're diverging. Obviously you'd like to see that shift. And then what I like to do is I like to drop it down into an hourly chart to help me understand if that shift is happening from a MACD perspective. And right now it's really not yet. The lack of momentum is still fairly clear there. And so good power candle on Friday. Well, we've had good power candles here. Look at that good power candle. MACD still diverged. And one of the reasons that MACD still diverged there is because in that move, and I know I'm going into a little bit of detail here, MJ, but I like to give detail. So in that first move here, where you can kind of see the price momentum based, but MACD keeps coming down, it's because there was only a relatively handful of stocks driving that price. You were only had like the most aggressive stocks in the market driving that price. You didn't have the cyclical areas. You didn't have the defensive areas. There was a relatively handful. We had a breadth problem. We hadn't broken out on the Dow. We hadn't broken out on RSP. We hadn't broken out on the Russell 2000. Well, now we are breaking out on those areas of the market. And can we see that first momentum environment is a big question for me. And so I like to look at volume, obviously volume profiles for different patterns, but from an indicator perspective, I use some traditional ones, but I don't trade off them. They're all secondary for me. And then like I'll use ATR in a lot of things, but not from a tradable situation. Implied volatility is not an index conversation. You see implied volatility right here. Implied volatility is an options conversation. When volatility is low, the general rule of thumb is options are priced low. When volatility is high, the value of options are high. And the old rule of thumb in options trading is when volatility is low, meaning low for the cycle, and the cycle is quarter to quarter. So when volatility is low, you're looking to be a net buyer of options. When volatility is high, you're looking to be a net seller of options. And quarter to quarter, volatility on NVIDIA, this is your quarter to quarter, it's high. And so obviously you would not be looking to buy options in front of that earnings, because what happens post earnings is volatility comes down. And when volatility comes down, this is where you're looking to buy options down here when volatility is between 38, 40, 42. That's kind of the lowest, most efficient you will get in any option trade is post earnings. Volatility crushes, takes about a week for all of the volatility to come out of it, but that's where volatility is going to be at the low point in the cycle. And the high point of the cycle of volatility is like the not the day before earnings, but like the week before earnings. About a week before earnings is when you typically see volatility start capping out. And so indicators I used, volume profiles, and then RSI on breakouts, MACD on momentum, and volatility on options. Yeah, for me, it's all price action. It's trend, pattern, support, resistance. Like that's you master those three concepts: trends, pattern, support, resistance. Like you're not going to need an indicator for the rest of your life. Because what do indicators do? They confirm trend, pattern, support, resistance. That's kind of what indicators help us understand. And so I try to master those concepts so that I can master my visual read and then use the indicators as secondary confirmation to confirm or diverge off my initial read. But I make almost every decision I make is based on price action. Oh yeah, I trust your lines more than I trust those indicators. Ace, I agree with that. I agree with that. We talked in the lab on Thursday, guys. Definitely, if you haven't checked out that lab on Thursday, it's on the Blue Sky YouTube channel. I'll find the link and post it in a little bit. But we talked levels on Thursday, and levels are everything. You want to have a discussion over a level? That's like that that to me is much more important than what the indicator is telling you. I put them in, but for some reason it didn't attach it as a PDF. So how about we do this one? If you want the sexy notes from Thursday, just send me a private message and then I can attach them in a private message. I tried to do it in the thread, it just wouldn't work. But just send me a private message. I'll attach the notes. General, I love that movie and I love that scene.
No, the general's back.
Oh, Tiffany, a copy of the I did a presentation on understanding support, resistance, levels, and I had a lot of notes in that presentation. And so I just saved a PDF copy of it. And if people want a PDF copy, that's what the sexy notes are. It's a little bit of a joke, but the notes are the copy of the presentation from Thursday. That's right, baby. That's right, Ace. And Tiffany, we do it every Thursday. So come join us. At Blue Sky, we like both education and application concepts. Like to work on our skill set every Thursday. Sit in the stream with Riz and Coach Matt every day and talk shop, talk trading, talk that type of stuff. Tiffany, I record them all and we put them on YouTube. In fact, I will find. Give me a second. I'll find the link. And one of the things that I'm going to be doing this week is reorganizing our Blue Sky YouTube channel. This is the Blue Sky YouTube channel link itself. And there's my voice. And this is the levels lab that I did on Thursday that I would love. Wait a second, did I get a new thumbnail? I'm gonna be excited. Oh, I did get a new thumbnail. Well done, McCarm. Looks fantastic. Oh, now I get to copy that and put them on all of them. There's gonna be a lot of Blue Sky people there. Would love a like on YouTube, a comment on YouTube. We're trying to grow the Blue Sky YouTube channel. So definitely hit that subscribe, hit that like, share it with a friend, tell people about the lab. Right after the close, MJ. Unless otherwise dictated because of scheduling or we talk about it in advance, it's right after the close. I usually give it like 2-3 minutes after the close, and then we giddy up and get going. You know, amazing thing is gold's just doing the exact same thing the ES is right this very second. Crude oil pumping a little bit here today. It takes a while for me to get excited about crude, though.
Yeah, we missed the move on it this morning,
Yeah, I did too.
but I mean, the NQ gave us all we really needed.
NQ had a good open here. Yeah, I don't
Hmm.
like if you. That's the thing. If you're getting what you need from your primary instruments, Riz,
Hmm.
no reason to move to another one. MJ, I use Thinkorswim. Is owned by Charles Schwab. That's my broker of choice. I will start integrating all of Blue Sky's softwares in our conversations on Thursdays, though. Their Thinkorswim is primarily an options trader broker software. Like I wouldn't say their software's any better on like day trading and whatnot than like Ninja or like any of those platforms. Like Ninja does a great job. But if you trade options, it's a really good platform for that. It was built by option traders for option traders. That's why. Nasdaq trying to recover here a little bit. Let's go. Yes, still meandering. Love the comments and the questions today, guys. Yeah, MJ, that's what I'm gonna start integrating a little bit. That's one of my goals over the next few weeks is to integrate Tradeovate into our discussions on Thursdays.
Yes, you can use Trading View with Blue Sky. Yeah, we've got multiple offerings. So we've got TradingView access you can get through our TradeOvate offerings, or you can use our Project X platform, which our X, oh, excuse me, I'm sorry, I get all tongue-tied. Our Project X platform is on sale right now, so we've got our launch plans on sale for $49 and $69. So you might want to take a look at those. It is a web-based trading view platform, so but a lot of folks that I know really like that one. We've also got Volumetrica, which I believe you should see up on your screen right now. Yeah. And we're in the last 15 minutes. Man, coach, they flew by. Well, you know what? The morning session was fast, but the afternoon. Tell me about it. It just dragged.
Yeah, it has dry. I well, Power Hour's been fantastic. It's been flying here, is. But before that, like there was a 2 hour stretch there where I was just like, okay, guys, this is like watching paint dry.
Yeah.
Question for you, Riz, from MJ. Do you need to have an account with TradingView to use Project X?
No, you do not. You don't need to pay for data. You don't need to do anything. If you're first starting off and trying to get familiar with the platform, I suggest Project X. It's a good offering. Data feeds are very reliable and very stable platform. So, yeah. Oh, right on. Would you normally trade on? I got you. Okay. Okay. You're almost there then. Well, welcome to the Blue Sky family.
I'm just met MJ. By the way,
We've got,
MJ,
yeah, we've got
we have
another
the same
MG here.
initial. Yeah, we got a few MJs here.
Yeah. Yeah, it
It is looking a little
does.
wobbly. Yeah, it just broke out of a 5 minute base. Should test down here, I would say. I don't know if it has enough muster to really kind of break that level, but you never know. But I want to buy it right now.
Got imbalances in 1 minute.
It's like we had the exact same train today. Here's the uptrend. There's the downtrend. Like, wow.
It's a nice range.
It is. It is. On the 5 minute charts, yeah, you could work that all day long.
Hmm.
Kush, welcome. Welcome, welcome, welcome. We discussed lots of different things during the live sessions, but primarily, I would say NQ is the number one discussion we have, Kush, on in the live streams. We talk a little ES, little other indexes, a little stock every now and then, but our primary focus is on usually the ES and the NQ from a directional scalping and day trading perspective. Risk streams during the trading sessions. We both hang out every day during what we call power hour, the last hour of the trading day. And then on Thursdays, we do the Blue Sky Trading Lab, which is with myself, Coach Matt, and we pick a topic to work on as a community every week. That I prepare a presentation and we discuss as a community. We We grow our skill set every single Thursday. Thing I absolutely love about Blue Sky, application plus education, takes it both. Strategy based, most of what we talk about is directional day trading, scalping and day trading on the ES or the MNQ. When you say strategy, my head goes to a lot of different strategies there, Kush, because there's a lot of different strategies. But primarily, we talk directional day trading and scalping patterns, trends. I wouldn't call it a trend a strategy, but like when you say strategy, I hear covered call, bull call spread, bear call spread, long stock, short stock, carry trade, non carry, paying the carry. So I'd have to know exactly what your definition of strategy is, and then I can help define it a little bit more. What I will say is you will love Blue Sky. They're great.
Yep.
Yeah, MJ. Blue Sky cares about their clients. 100%. Yes.
Hey, Kush. Welcome. I'm Coach Rez. Yeah, welcome. Yeah, welcome to the live stream. If you hang with me in the morning session, you're going to be seeing that I'm going to do a lot of the 15-minute opening range break as well as a 30-minute range break. So that's mainly the strategy that I use. I use also a couple of VMAs, the 9, the 26, and the 200. So we look for opportunities based off of those. Look for, maybe one, two, if we're lucky, three trades a day. I think today we took two trades. We took one losing trade, and the second one was a good trade and got us positive. So we're up a few hundred for the day session.
I would say we focus mostly on technical analysis, Kush.
Yep. Basic
Understanding
strategies
the
that,
price, breakouts, retracements, trends, patterns, support, resistance, indicators. Yeah, I would say most of our conversations are technically based.
I'm sorry for
I don't see the
interrupting.
market outside the technical lens personally. Oh, and no apology necessary, Kush. Love the questions. Sometimes there's a little bit lost in the definitions of things, but we'll figure
Mhm.
that out. Bitcoin better hold that 11,000 level, or it could be a little bit below.
Nasty.
Oh yeah, that sell-off in Bitcoin on the weekend was not pretty. I was a little surprised NQ held up as good as it did, given the Bitcoin sell-off. Usually a little bit tied. If gold wants to break up above Friday's high, there's a there's a pocket there. Not a lot. A few things to the left. A little bit of open air there on old gold above the high of Friday. Crude oil decided to pump today. Caught the 9 as well on the daily chart. Look at that 9. Smiling 9. Smiling 9 there. Didn't last. Smiling 9 here. Didn't last. Crude can be a sensitive, fickle little beast.
Yeah, it's so finicky. It's like sometimes it looks like it wants to go, but it just, it just It's so weird. It just bounces. Like constantly just little bounces you get out
Crude
of
oil
it.
doesn't care about your levels. It
Yeah.
doesn't care about my levels, doesn't care about your levels. Very
You know,
sensitive to headlines.
the other thing about it is the spread sometimes can be pretty wide too,
Mm,
which, adds a different layer of
especially in volatility.
complexity. Yeah. It's so cool being able to see your chart now as well. There's that breakdown now.
Oh yeah. Look at that thing. Just can't get above the 9 EMA on that 5 minute chart.
Mm-mm.
Every time. Hugged it on the way up, kissing it on the way down. Now you see the expansion. Too bad there's 3 minutes left in the day. Good job, Bears. Oh, Big Daddy.
Hey, Sly, you are, man. It doesn't really matter what I think as long as your portfolio reflects it, but nonetheless, congratulations to you on that. I hope you made a lot of money. Hey, Arthur, there in chat. Good to see you. Hope you're having a great day. Asia trade? Maybe, maybe. Of course. Are you kidding me? Yes, I will. I will be here for Asia. I think we got some levels. I think it's going to be an interesting after hours.
I think it could be an interesting after hours time too, especially after we finally got some move coming into the close.
Hmm.
For the overnight traders out there, keep it on gold. 34.20, 34.25 is kind of a level. It's the 1 hour time frame resistance level. Support right here, very defined at 34.05. Ding, 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 ding.
Ding, ding, ding. Rug pool. Maybe, maybe.
Ace.
Oh, what an interesting end of day. Well, that's very cool. Man, I can't believe that all that push up just to give it up here in the closing bell after hours. I tell you. Nonetheless, great day though. Hope everybody made money.
As always, Riz, it is amazing to hang out with you every single day for Power Hour. Thank you for having me.
Hey, the pleasure's all mine, coach. Pleasure's all mine. Thank you again for stopping by and giving us those good golden nuggies as always.
Well, I rather enjoy my technical nuggies, so I hope everybody else does as well. All right, team. If you need anything from me, hit me up in Discord. Other than that, I will see you guys tomorrow for Power Hour. Later, Riz. Later, team.
Later, coach. Have a great evening.
You as well.
And again, thanks everybody for tuning in today. It's been a great day. We had an amazing start to the morning, had a powerful, morning launch, and then unfortunately puttered out for lunch. And then, you know what? The afternoon session turned out to be late to the party. Yeah, no. But hopefully tomorrow will be better and we'll maybe get a little bit better of a move or either way, as long as we make money and I hope you guys made money. Don't forget about those great sales on the launch plans, direct to funded. Again, thanks to Coach Matt and all of you guys. Hope you all had a great trading day. If you didn't, then today's the perfect time to start that trading journal if you don't already. Or if you have one and you don't know what to put in there, then here you go then. Here's the start of it. What time you took the trade, the lot size you took, the confluences behind the trade, and then three things you could do to improve upon it. That's the first part to good journaling and you becoming a great trader. And thanks to Blue Sky for having me here again. I will see you guys tomorrow. Have a fantastic day. Good luck in the market.